What is up, YouTube? Today we have an Ubers match against Pedro Jodas 13, and gotta speed this up because it's pretty long. It was 53 turns, I believe. He leads with Kyogre. Gonna go for a body slam. He's gonna switch out, predicting that. Go to a Giratina. Obviously not affected by it, and that's fine. So I gotta switch out here because I'm Choice Bandit, can't do anything. Go to my Dusclops, and he's gonna go for the old Will-O-Wisp, and it misses. That's fine. Goes for it again, hits it. We exchange here. I go for my Will-O-Wisp, hits. Both get burned, and he gets his leftovers recovery back. Oh, no, he doesn't. And I go to my Lugia. He uses Dragon Tail for whatever reason, I don't know. And just my luck goes right back into my Dusclops. And this Dusclops can't do anything because all it has is Seismic Toss and Pain Split as attacking moves, and obviously neither of those affected. And so I just go back to Lugia. He goes for the Dragon Tail again, misses. That's fine. And now he's gonna rest, which is kind of odd. That puts him to sleep. He wears off the berm. It's not Chest of Bear either. I go for the Dragon Tail to get out of here, and that sends him into his Rayquaza. And then I just get up a Reflect after he goes for the V-Create. That's going to do about 100 to Lugia, because Lugia is pretty bulky. And, yeah, so I get a Reflect. That's always good. Getting some lefties. And I switch out here because his stats lowered. Go to the Arceus. He goes out into Giratina. And this is Arceus Dragon because that was the only plate I had in my bag, so whatever. I go for the Judgment. It's going to be super effective. Do a decent chunk. And he's still asleep. And he's a sleep talker, actually, so he gets the Dragon Tail off. And that drags me into my Mewtwo. And Mewtwo, Choice Scarf, Modest, Max X, Special Attack. Just going to go for the Side Strike on the switch. He goes into his Kyogre. And that's fine, because it'll do a lot. And I'm just going to go for it again. And he withdraws there, goes back in his Giratina. And he has Pressure, and Side Strike only gets 10 PP, and I don't take the time to PP max it, so whatever. And I'm just going to go for Side Strike again. That's going to take it out, fortunately, so now I don't have to worry about my Snorlax getting walled. Goes into his Rayquaza. I want to switch out here. I don't know. I guess that was a smart play. I probably could have gone for another Side Strike, but whatever. And he goes for Extreme Speed. It doesn't affect Dusclops. And he has to switch out. I go for the Will-O-Wisp. Burns his Kyogre, which is good, I guess. I mean, residual damage. But he goes for the Rest, unfortunately. So that's 2 Pokemon he uses for resting. And I go for the Seismic Toss. That's not going to do much. And yeah, so now I'm still getting hurt by Burn. I switch out. I probably should have stayed in, actually, and get Switch Initiative after he takes me out, because it turns out he is also a Sleep Talker. And that's going to do a hefty chunk to my Snorlax, even though I am not specially defensive. Snorlax just gets special defense. Good special defense, plus he has a lot of HP. So I go for the Choice Band and Body Slam. Does decent amount. He wakes up, goes for the other Rest, so that negates that entire attack. And now I'm just going to go for the Body Slam again, but I get paralyzed, so Hax is on his side, I guess. He gets Sleep Talk, he gets the Thunder again. That's 3 times in a row he's got an attack. I go for the Body Slam. And obviously Snorlax isn't of any use at all anymore, so I'm just going to stay in. He gets a Rest on this one, unfortunately. But no, after that, I get paralyzed, so this is a whole grand waste of time, a whole grand waste of a Snorlax. It's very powerful. He gets the Thunder after he wakes up. I don't know how he knew he was going to wake up, to be honest, but whatever. Maybe there's some game mechanic, I don't really know. That's fine. I go for the Judgment, that doesn't do much. He goes for Thunder, that doesn't do anything. because this Arceus is pretty bulky, plus it's Dragon, so it's resisted. and he just keeps going for rest because, he realizes that not much can do anything to this Kyogre. And I switch out. I go to my Excadrill. Risky play. He could have gotten a Water Spout, but he gets the rest. I figured there's a decent chance. I go for there was a decent chance that I would be able to survive whatever attack he would have, because Thunder would have not affected me, and Rest obviously wouldn't do anything, and hopefully he wouldn't get the Water Spout. So I just like those chances. So even though that was a risky play, I just figured I'd take the risk, and fortunately he did not get the Water Spout. So I just switched my Lugia after he switches in Rayquaza, negating my Earthquake. So switching to Lugia, he takes a bunch of hits, and I'm just going to take those hits. Then he switches out. I go for Dragon Tail, and look who's back already. He's got his Rayquaza back after the V-Creates are gone, or after this V-Create stats, so he gets lucky there. He gets right back into his Rayquaza after that attack with the stat negate, or the stat drops down. Sorry. Go to my Mewtwo, and I'm just gonna go for a Psy Strike. And after he switches out, that hits Kyogre pretty hard. I go for it again, and does this kill it? Yeah, it does. So that's good. Kyogre was being a bitch, and now it's gone. So that's good. And Rayquaza's here. And I don't want to... Mewtwo is pretty handy, so I don't want to... I don't want anything to... I don't want him to get rid of him just yet. And my Dusclops comes in, takes an Earthquake, and leaves. I go into my Excadrill. I go for the Rock Slide on the incoming Munchlax. And this Munchlax was a bitch to take out. I didn't know what it wanted to do, really. So I just got out of there, and I Toxic it. After it goes for the Body Slam, it goes for the Body Slam again, and still no paralysis, fortunately. Go for the Judgment, and that's not doing shit. Granted, this Arceus is not specially invested. It's more defensive, which is fine. I go for the Recover here, take that opportunity. After he rests, and turns out he has 3 Sleep Talkers, as you can see here. And he gets the Whirlwind here. So he has Body Slam, Whirlwind, Rest, and Sleep Talk. And it gets Mewtwo out here. And I go for the Aura Sphere. And that, again, doesn't do all that much. So this Munchlax is really bulky. I'm surprised. And he gets the Rest there. So his Sleep Talk is finally not doing him all that much. And he gets the Rest again here. So that's fine. I'm just going to go for some Earthquakes here, because it seems to be more specially invested. Well, Munchlax is more specially than regular defense oriented usually, so I figured physical attacks would do better, and he just switches into Rayquaza, so Earthquake doesn't work, which is fine. Switching Arceus to take whatever. He goes for the Extreme Speed, and that's fine. And he has to withdraw here. He goes back into Munchlax. I go for the Judgment, and that's not doing anything. I just go for it again, and yeah, he Sleep Talks, gets the Whirlwind again. So this Munchlax is just being real stally, which is never any fun. And I just go for the Psy Strike, and finally able to take it out. So goes into Zekrom, and I switch out here just to sack my Arceus, I believe. Yeah, he goes for the Dragon Claw. I thought this Arceus would be able to take one. Yeah, so it barely lives, which is fine. Then he dies to the next one, whatever. I go into my Mewtwo, and I go for the Psy Strike. And that does about half, I believe. Yeah, he goes for the Dragon Claw. That's going to do a lot. Over just about half as well. I go for the Psy Strike again, and he faints. So it's down to 2-on-2, and I don't have any moves left, and I don't want to switch in here, so switch out to my Excadrill because this Mewtwo, I doubt we'll be able to take out a Thundurus and a Rayquaza with either Aura Sphere, Electro Ball, or Shadow Ball. So I just stayed in and died. Go to my Excadrill and take it out with a Rock Slide. Go for the Rock Slide on the Rayquaza, and I get a crit. And we calculated that crit mattered. So I win. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. And we will see you next time.